Another interesting phenomenon is, what does information from your feet generally tell you in relation to orientation? Where your feet are usually represents what relative to up or down? Right. So normally when you're getting stimulation from your feet, you feel that's interpreted as this is down, meaning the rest is going to be up. Okay. There's an early report from the Russians on one of their really early space flight crafts, or one of their early missions, that they're strapped into their seats, and this person then perceived, based on input from his shoulder straps, that was up or that was down. Did I get that right? Yeah. So he's kind of floating a seat, but he's floating into his shoulder strap, so he was getting all this proprioceptive, all these receptors were being stimulated, and that was interpreted as that's where his feet were, even though his head is right next to his shoulders. But that's where the input was coming from, so he perceived himself being flipped upside down. So it's a pretty bizarre experience. Another thing that they've done, and I'd worked on this project a little bit, is when you provide pressure to the feet of free-floating astronauts, they immediately interpret that as down. Okay, so if I provide them artificial input, like we had developed some boots that we just literally pumped them, they had a bladder and you just pumped them up, and so you had input from your feet, and then all of a sudden their illusions of this is up and this is down went away, because they were interpreting that sensory input from the feet as, okay, this is down now. Okay, so a lot of times they'll go from one cabin to another. As they enter a new cabin, they perceive themselves as flipped upside down, okay, because they're not used to the visual cues, and they don't have vestibular input that they can interpret with respect to gravity.